The 7,492-hectare Anstey-Hunakwa Provincial Park is located in the northwest corner of the H-shaped Shuswap Lake. It protects old-growth forests and the unique Hunakwa Lake, likely one of the only low-elevation wilderness lakes found in the interior of North America. But it was not always protected. Shuswap Environmental Action Society members first visited the area in 1992 and immediately began to campaign for its protection. We published educational newspapers, brought in a crew to clear a trail to the lake from the Seymour arm of Shuswap Lake, and visited often to survey the area and document its many values, including wetlands, wildlife, and rare plants. Soon, our campaign turned into a conflict with the local logging industry. One major project was bringing in the famous late environmental photographer Myron Kozak, whose footage we used in our video production, Shuswap Wild. Once the government land use planning process began, it took over 4 years of meetings and negotiations before we were successful. We came back again to celebrate the new park in the year 2000 and once again to marvel at its wonders. In the middle of 2014, we returned to Hunakwa via the very rough private road that one day may be improved to end at the parking lot with a walk-in trail for the last few kilometers. We had a magnificent paddle. There was one more Hunakwa trip at the end of September with Phil McIntyre Paul and Kevin Clarkson from the Shuswap Trail Alliance and Wes Dearman from BC Parks. It was another brilliant day on the lake, with exquisite scenes to photograph. The goal of the trip was to allow these outdoor enthusiasts to get some first-hand knowledge of the area to help them advocate for improvements, including public walk-in access. During this trip, we took time to hike amongst the majestic stands of old-growth fir, hemlock, and cedar. Trees of this size and age at low elevation have become increasingly rare in the Shuswap and throughout the southern interior of the province. One day these forests may help ecologists study how natural ecosystems function. We also observed and admired the delicate fungi, including this very strange one. At the west end of the lake, we followed the trail to Anstey Arm for a short time, which runs alongside Hunakwa Creek. The ancient red cedars are impressive, and we occasionally saw a culturally modified tree that had been stripped of its bark by the Secwepemc people for either clothing or baskets. Very few people are able to hike this trail because it is difficult to access by boat from Anstey Arm. Much of the west end of the lake, particularly here where the creek begins, is a wetland and is thus key habitat for many species, including waterfowl, amphibians, and fish. As the sun began to set, we paddled back to where our vehicles were parked, having thoroughly enjoyed the serenity of this wilderness lake park.